I didn't even peep it until
the nigga text something about a headline.
Yeah.
And I said, this ain't no damn, ain't no head on this line. That ain't what you
No, I ain't even gonna repeat it.
The truth, every time we step in the room. The truth, every word was the truth. The truth, deep down in Kelly Care. The truth, that's what you know how we get, man. The truth.
Oh shit. Don't get started.
Don't get him started.
Nah, man.
Don't get me started.
Facts.
Loose on that goose.
What's
Don't
up,
get
y'all?
me started.
Without saying there a reason.
What's good with it? Truth is truth.
Player from the Himalayas.
Truth is truth podcast. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. We here.
All right.
It's good, fellas.
Hey, man, listen, this is episode 24.
24.
And
This episode Mamba mentality.
Mamba mentality episode, right? So I just wanted to get just get a little tribute to my man and just give y'all one of the games that was one of my favorite 24s. Just me, because I know I was a big Kobe fan for a stretch of time, right? So the game 7, right? And people like, game 7? Yeah, the one against Boston when he only scored like maybe 12, 15 points or something like that.
When Ron Artest and Paul Gasol saved the
But
day.
that game, I saw Kobe like I'm talking about that Mamba mentality you was talking about, where he did whatever it took to win that game.
He had 16 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's, see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He did whatever it took to win that game. He didn't have this. He was missing a lot of shots.
Perkins was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Perkins missed that game.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie. As at that time, I was like, I didn't want the Lakers to win.
Yeah,
At that time, I was mad that Perkins got hurt because I was like, I know he the big body rebounding guy.
Yeah.
And with him out of the way, I seen Kobe had like 16 rebounds. Like that would never happen if Perk was there.
Yeah, Big Perk.
But
shout out Big Perk. They be disrespecting my man Big Perk.
I saw. Shout out.
KD talking about he averaged a whopping 2 point something point.
Bro, no, it ain't even that. I saw highlights of him doing retarded stuff on the court, bro.
No, he did. Yo, remember he sat on somebody's back and shooting his.
Yo,
look,
he was trying to do like some crazy ass pass. Like he was
sat on this nigga.
He was on some JaVale McGee type
For
shit.
sure.
Bro.
No, he used to do
Shaq
goofy
the
shit.
Fool.
He was definitely Shaq the
definitely
Fool.
on Shaq and the Fool. But that was your favorite Kobe game?
But yeah, not because of the fact that he just did, like, at that point, I'm talking about number 24 Kobe.
2-4
At
Kobe.
that point, like, that was actually the best time up until that last game. Like, that was like probably his greatest moment. You know, because he started getting hurt after that.
Yeah, that last game was crazy, man. Like that's probably I could easily say the 81 point game, but that wasn't my favorite.
That wasn't
one
number
because
24 Kobe.
Yeah, and I didn't like Kobe at the
Mm-hmm.
time. Like I used to hate the Lakers because they ruined my man AI chance to win the ring. But yeah, I didn't like the
That's
Lakers.
pretty much
If
the
you
same
wore a
way.
Lakers jersey, I didn't like you. Fuck you at the time. But over the years, Kobe became my like. Once I started to respect the player, I'm gonna end up liking that nigga. Like I ain't like Steph at one point, but I respect the man game, so I like Steph now. Like
True that.
but yeah, my
I
favorite
think, you know
Kobe
what?
game, that last game, yo, he went out like that was crazy how he went out. I don't know if anybody ever gonna like do that same like go out how Kobe went out. That shit was gangster. Real shit. Like that shit was gangster. Remember that was the same night the Warriors was gonna break the record for the
71 games or whatever.
73,
yeah.
And it was like they like, oh, everybody gonna just be watching the Warriors break the record.
That's a fact.
But I was in a bar. I was in Chuck's Olive Bar that
You
night.
the one called me.
Yeah, because they turned everything off the TV. They put Kobe game on. Look, in the fourth quarter, when Kobe started balling, they turned all the music off and turned all the TVs up. The whole bar was in that joint snapping, watching Kobe. Like, that shit was crazy.
Nah, that's real. That's real. So this episode 24, and it's the Mamba mentality episode.
Y'all got anything?
Oh, I think I want to say this one thing I remember, right? It was in high school. I was a big AI fan, and some boy I was in high school with, he was a big Kobe guy. And he brought the sneakers when he first signed with Nike, them all white, black and red up tempos. You know what I'm talking about?
I know the ones.
It was the first Nike deal. This after it was like after all this other stuff. But before he dropped 81, he had like I think it was like a few games before that. He dropped like 63 in like 3 quarters, and they took him out, and they still won that game.
In 3 quarters.
And then my man was like, before he even dropped 81, he came to the lunch table. This is what was so funny about it. He's like, he is the best player ever. He could have scored probably a fucking 100. He was just like going in. Then he's like, I'm gonna get another pair of these sneakers. I'm gonna frame it on this table and I'm gonna put a glass. He had me cracking up with That had been like just that whole night of that game, and then the next day at school, that game was banging.
It was one of them Jones. Like
I can't even tell you who it was against. I really couldn't tell you that long ago.
When you in school and shit, and you gotta look forward to a nigga talking shit to you the next day and shit like that about sports, or like wrestling or some shit. Remember them days? Like, damn, I gotta look forward to this nigga talking shit to me tomorrow.
Football season was the worst. You came back to school on Monday and your team lost. Oh,
yeah, you be ducking. You start ducking everybody.
Oh man, I'm ducking
everybody.
everybody.
Attitude like, yo, I'm not forward today.
Cause I ain't even gonna lie. My whole high school years, the Eagles was in the playoffs every year, so I was getting everybody help. Everybody was getting help.
Until the NFC chip games.
Damn Buffalo Bills or the damn NFC chip game.
Oh man, for real.
So how about this? You got a game you wanna add?
24, not really. But like 81 was the greatest performance I've ever seen ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've never seen no shit like that before. We probably won't ever see it again.
Closest thing to it was Devin Booker, 70, 71?
That wasn't as impressive.
No, it wasn't. But I'm saying it's the closest thing to
they
Kobe
were
shit.
down by
I think David Robinson had a 71-point game too.
I ain't see it.
I
ain't see it like in my years of watching.
I do know what you're talking about though.
But all right, but yo, you just said the Jazz, right? So speaking of the Jazz, listen, shout out my man Wood.
All that jazz, funny.
My man Wood, right? He posed a question for this panel, right? So I told him I was gonna put it on here and I was gonna shout him out. So shout out my man Wood.
Wood Green.
Linwood Garden. Say no. Listen. So listen, right? He asked the question. He called me the other day, or he texted me the other day and said, "Yo,
he gotta bring his ass on here."
I know. I should call him right now, put him on the spot and shit. But I don't know if he at work or what he got going on, so I ain't gonna mess with him.
Yeah.
But his question was, do we think that the Utah Jazz should be considered the Buffalo Bills of the NBA? I thought that was an interesting question. He was like, but don't answer it right now. I want y'all to answer it on the podcast and shit. So, what y'all think about that question?
So, what is the Jazz actually missing to take it off?
A ring?
That's he said to take it off. I think that's to be seen.
Because the Bills, in my opinion, is missing the running back.
But I don't even know if
They had Thurman Thomas. You talking about?
I feel like that.
Hold up, we're talking about
now.
We're talking about now.
No. He talking about. You ain't talking about now. You talking about the
We're talking about
overall?
Yeah, because we got
overall as an
Is he
organization.
talking about
Should I call him?
Call him
Overall
up, man.
as an organization, because of like what they went through.
Because
Because look, how I took the question was, he was saying it as the
Now.
Utah, like the Buffalo Bills of last season.
Okay.
Of last
If that's
season?
the case,
Yeah, how they was like,
it's a different answer for both.
huh? Yeah, he on my gram.
Oh.
It wasn't in that one. It's in my regular junk. No, he texted me, but it's all good. No, it's not. It's the audio. Damn,
Yeah, we missed all that.
it's just the audio. It's all good. We ain't missing much.
I mean, as far as if you break the
You're talking about as
question,
an organization?
yeah, if you break the question down, like if you go, let's say for instance, we're talking about this last year's Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, that's his.
Then it will definitely be a different
How it
answer.
came up to me, it was like
Yeah.
that, like, cause how the Buffalo Bills, remember last year, like they was like the shit, kind of like.
And he will be right. You will be right with the far as they needed a running back.
Yeah, but he's not saying what does the Buffalo Bills need. He's saying his question was more so
Are they
the
comparing
Jazz.
to the Jazz?
Like, do we think? Because basically the Jazz is the number one seed right now. Like the Jazz is the best team. They got the best record in the league.
I would
now.
say no.
At a point in time, the Bills was like one of the top two teams in the NFL. So I think that's
Right.
what the comparison
Right, but they
is.
missing the piece. The Jazz not missing the piece, in my opinion.
So you
But
think
the
the Jazz
Jazz-
gonna win the chip?
they can.
The Jazz don't have
especially
enough,
Brown
though.
now, too.
The Jazz don't
Like
like
sprain, bro.
Okay.
my
Yeah,
answer.
You
My
still got the
answer.
Brooklyn Nets. You still got the Philadelphia.
That's what I'm saying. My
76ers, you
answer
still
would
got
be.
the
My
Clippers.
answer would be. They not comparable because I actually looked at the Bills as a contender to win the Super Bowl last year. Like
So
I
you wanna
really,
look
I
at
really
the
did.
Jazz.
So you saying they would have beat the Chiefs?
I thought they would have a good shot to beat the Chiefs if they faced the Chiefs.
So you don't look at the Jazz.
I don't see that. Not even in the West. Like they may be up there number one, but I still look at the Lakers as LeBron's going to make it through this ankle. The Clippers are going to get better. You got Denver.
Yeah, you got.
You still got
then
you still got Portland.
You got Portland for sure,
man.
Yep.
Honestly, I don't feel like Utah in the playoffs would beat almost everybody that's in the playoff runnings right now on the West.
So hold on, let me ask you this. So everybody
in a 7-game series, I really think they would lose to at least half the.
Agreed.
West
so everybody here thinks that
You think so?
the Utah Jazz don't have a shot.
You already told everybody.
I
If you win the playoffs, you got
no,
a shot.
But so hold on, so we all thought that the Buffalo Bills was a championship contender.
I did.
Like we all thought that they was gonna win a Super Bowl or some shit.
I thought they had
I
a
didn't
chance.
think that.
I thought they had a chance to upset the Chiefs.
If you
I
didn't think it, then
I did.
Because I would think for somebody that
I
don't think,
thought they did too. I thought they had a chance.
I thought they was
to
good,
beat the Chiefs.
but I ain't think they was gonna beat
I thought they had a
Kansas City.
chance to.
I ain't see it.
No, I didn't
In
know
Kansas
that.
City,
Like
Same
I believe
thing.
they would be. I thought it would be a great game. Like I thought it was going to be like one of those banging games, like any game. But they
I
didn't.
thought they was gonna lose to the Ravens for real. I picked them. We did a podcast, and I picked the Ravens
And
to
I
beat
picked the
them.
Bills. I believe.
I picked the Bills,
I picked
too.
the Bills.
I
I
remember you
believe I
picked the
did.
No, I think you picked the Ravens with me.
I had
Because of what?
I had the Bills.
Lamar
as a
Jackson.
surprise play,
Lamar Jackson probably.
Super Bowl team.
I don't remember, bro. You might have.
Yeah, I forget too.
But I think it's a good question he asked, though. I think it do make sense. Like, I think the question makes sense.
I just don't see Utah having enough. Period.
I think this Bills team is.
They don't
better
put no
than
fear.
Utah.
They don't scare me.
You
at
know,
all.
but y'all gotta put some respect on Utah, man.
We do. I
I
feel like they strong.
They not winning the chip. But I'm
Dog,
just saying.
I ain't never played the game and picked Utah ever.
Why
Bro.
not?
Yes, you did at least once. Everybody did.
I used to pick.
I Stockton and
I used to
Malone.
actually like
You just
Malone.
contradicted
Yeah.
yourself. What the fuck?
No, I used to actually like Malone. Not bullshit.
I never did.
That's what
I
Brown
did.
and them said. That's what Brown and them
I'm
said.
breaking it down like this.
doing that.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
breaking it
Brown
down like
and
this.
them
Remember when the Bulls was like the number 1 seed and Derrick Rose MVP around that time?
Yeah.
They were number 1 seed like 3 years in a row or some form of that or whatever. This reminded me of that. You're not confident that they winning the Super Bowl or winning the championship for that matter.
You right.
But they the top seed. You just not. Nobody's really picking them. Like nobody was picking the Bulls to win the championship. I'm sorry. Like as much as I thought they were good, I didn't see it happening.
No, it makes
And I feel
sense.
the
So you
same
feel
way
the
about
same way
Utah.
Utah?
It
I
makes
feel the same
sense.
way. I'm not picking. Yo, I already told y'all a couple weeks ago. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose in the first round, given all the talent that's gonna be in the West first round. Like they can easily be matched up with the Lakers with LeBron being hurt. They could fall down in the
Yeah, they can drop
they could fall down in the
for
standings.
sure. And end up meeting. Utah in the
Let's
first
just say
round.
hypothetically Utah drops down to 3. LeBron and them, they already at about what 3 or 2. Let's say
Yeah.
because of this situation,
dropped
they
to
drop down to
6.
6.
Yeah.
Who's winning that playoff matchup?
If LeBron healthy, even if AD not healthy,
Exactly.
if LeBron healthy, they winning it. If LeBron not healthy, with just AD and the Lakers and not LeBron, I think Utah got a really good chance. Cause AD ain't never showed me like, you know what
I've
I'm
been
saying?
saying
he
that
can
for
win
5
without
years.
LeBron
I've been
type
saying that
shit.
for 5
No
years.
disrespect
AD
to
is overrated. That's another
AD
conversation.
is
Why is
to
he
me is a
overrated?
good second option.
Bum me out with rice. AD.
Yo, AD
yeah,
tough, don't do
right.
that. All right, so look.
Done.
All right, so I'm gonna answer the jump. So
No,
I don't think the Utah Jazz is the Bills of the
Yeah,
of the
I don't-
NBA
I
right
don't
now.
think so either.
And my reason, because like last year, I thought the Bills, they were good, but I ain't seeing one of the chip. But like, I see them niggas this year coming back and being right there. Like I feel like the Bills. If I had to, like, if I'm doing a pick today as far as football, I might take the Bills to come out of the AFC on some real shit. Like,
in
if
that
I-
division?
no, that whole AFC.
AFC.
I might take the Bills.
I
I
mean-
watched the Chiefs get their ass busted in
Yeah,
the Super Bowl.
yeah, anything
Them niggas got
possible.
flaws. I'm gonna take the Bills right now to get to the Super Bowl. If I had to take right now, they just made a move and shit and picked up another receiver or some cool shit like that in the offseason already. Like,
But they got rid of John Brown.
he ain't nobody special. They still got Diggs, bro.
John Brown.
They got
John
Diggs.
Brown not
They
talking.
say John Brown.
Bro.
No.
So he the difference in their whole team?
He's
Wow.
like John Brown.
John Brown was
He was
probably
solid.
the
He was
best
good.
receiver.
He was
said they was the difference in their teams.
He was capping bad.
At one point in time, he was.
Cap
Wasn't-
radio.
He was
Nah,
yo.
wasn't-
man.
When?
Nah, you talking
Before
about the
they got
Ravens.
fixed.
And they wasn't.
Nah,
This
this
they
John
wasn't
Brown
this
got
team.
hurt. You remember John Brown got hurt?
They wasn't this team, bro.
Yeah.
They went out in the first round of
That's
2 years
Hollywood.
ago.
That's Hollywood.
That's
to
not
Tennessee,
Brown,
bro.
Hollywood Brown.
That's what I'm saying. So he an effector. It ain't his fault they made it to the motherfucking AFC chip game last year. It ain't John Brown's fault. Diggs was the number 1 receiver, not John Brown.
John
Yeah,
Brown.
Diggs he had a
You sound like
super,
a cop.
he had a
John Brown.
superstar year. He had a superstar
Officer
year. this
John
last year.
Brown.
He just
All right,
had
so
that.
look, real quick, we gotta get into this other topic.
He
And
can
close
real
this
difference
one.
in that team.
All right, so matter of fact, you just coming at AD neck all crazy.
Uh-oh.
Lakers. LeBron just went down. He got a high ankle sprain. He out indefinitely. So that could mean what, 2 weeks or some shit like that. The average indefinitely is like 2 weeks minimum or some shit.
Possibly.
So let's say in a 2 week span, what's that? Would that be about 6 games maybe?
Yeah, probably about eight games.
8 games?
Yeah.
Okay, we ran down the Lakers' upcoming schedule before we got on camera, and I let's just say in the 6 to 8 game span, do we think the Lakers is going to win 1 game?
This is a no-brainer. I don't even know why this is a fucking question. Why is this a question?
And the Laker fan brought it up.
I brought the
You brought
question
it up?
because I watch every Laker game
What's wrong
from
with
top
you?
to bottom.
Bro.
I watch every. They ain't win a game without AD and Bron yet. Tell me where I'm wrong.
The Laker
Anybody.
hater feel like, and I'm the Laker hater.
Tell me where I'm wrong.
You gonna
I'm
say
the-
no.
I'm the Bron hater.
Los,
No.
what you got? I already know Diane.
No, that's not true.
Yo, the Lakers, as soon as LeBron went down, right, the Lakers had like a 1 point lead or something. LeBron got hurt. Boom, that was at like the end of the second quarter. The third quarter, the Lakers scored about 12 points in the third quarter. They didn't score their first point in the third quarter until 5.5 minutes left, bro. That means 7 minutes then passed in the third quarter without these niggas scoring a bucket. Listen, the Lakers only start scoring because Travis Harrell was hitting jump shots.
And to add to
And
your
you ain't
point,
come on, we not
and
looking
to
for
add,
Harrell hitting jump shots every game.
to add to your point is,
They had Harrell shooting jump shots,
if
bro.
y'all
every
was
time,
watching the
knocking
game,
them shits down.
they
That shit
actually
is
was
not gonna
playing.
happen.
They actually was playing against a squad who was trying to give them the game. Like
Atlanta was
they,
doing
they
everything to
didn't
give
want
them
to
the
win
game.
that game. Atlanta, they didn't. want
Atlanta
it.
took the game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they
because they
did
started
not
hitting
want it.
everything in the fourth. But
Yeah,
like up
agreed.
until that point, Atlanta was really trying. The Lakers did not score a point in the third quarter for
But
7 minutes. That's crazy
For
to
me, I still think that
That's crazy to me.
I still think like it's still the NBA. You know how teams get they don't want to play some nights and they
No,
go
but
they on the road. and
but when you
They
got
can win one
but when
game.
you got
One
see how we
game.
but that's
All
why I
right,
said
so
good
all right.
question.
one game
When you two
One
best
game out of what?
out of the 2
Six.
weeks was like 6, 8
7,
games.
6,
right?
7, 8 games.
They can win one game.
one.
bro.
What's the
Hold on,
schedule,
hold on,
Rose?
hold on, hold on. So tomorrow, all right.
Lost tomorrow, Phoenix.
They're gonna beat Cleveland.
Lost Phoenix.
I'm trying to see
Yeah.
what's 2 weeks. I want to see what's 2 weeks. So March 30th will be 6 games.
All right.
And that would be 2 weeks?
That's
That'd be
about a week
about
and a
almost
half.
2 weeks, okay.
I'd say, what'd you say? April 4th is about 2 weeks.
That's my birthday. Shout
Okay.
out to me.
Oh, all right. So Lakers and Clippers.
It's Easter.
So all right, that's Lakers and Clippers. That's 2 weeks, right? So that's about 8 games right there. So we're gonna run it down. All right. So Lakers and Suns tomorrow. They losing.
Yeah, I can see
Lakers
that.
and Pelicans.
That's,
They probably losing too.
yeah.
Lakers and Sixers losing.
Yeah.
Now this is where it gets interesting. I think they lose to Cleveland, but the only chance they really got out of this whole stretch is against the Magic after that, and then it's the Bucks, the Kings, and the Clippers.
Bucks, Kings. Yeah, that's a
I can
tough
see them
little stretch.
beating the Magic, but that's it.
The Magic.
I can see them winning at least.
Maybe
one game.
Cleveland.
One game,
Maybe-
though. Like you talking about one game, one night when a team just don't give a shit. They just
Bro,
don't care.
but listen, they cannot care, but the Lakers can't put the ball in the basket without LeBron James or Anthony
They got
Davis.
Mario
Marcus-
Horton-Thomas.
Yo, he keeps
Yo, stop it, yo.
you don't know his name,
Here's
yo.
the thing. That's how it's gonna happen though, because it's gonna
What's
be
his
some
name?
random. It's gonna be some random player like Alex Caruso gonna try. He gonna average like 18.
Yeah.
Alex
Hey, what
Caruso
the
is
fuck
probably
he
gonna
call
average
it?
like
What he call
18.
it? Mario Horton. Oh, what he called Mario Horton Thomas.
Yo, stop it,
This
yo.
nigga crazy, yo. He talking about Taylor Horton Tucker. THT,
The
baby.
nigga got 3 first names, bro. Like,
You
who
call
gives
it
a shit?
Mario Horton Thomas.
If you got 3 first names, anybody can call you whatever, dog.
I'm gonna say Mario Van Peebles.
Call that nigga names.
Listen,
Period.
so all right, so y'all don't think that's a valid question though?
No, it's a good question, but I mean, now
How?
you
I feel like
underestimate
this one
the heart of
Who?
a champion.
Who they gonna beat? He just ran down the schedule. Who?
I mean, you're right.
Maybe
I feel
Cleveland.
like
Yes. Maybe the Kings. But I'm just saying.
The Magic is the best chance.
Bro, they definitely beat the Kings. They played the Kings because the Sixers just played the
Hold
Kings
on.
without
Can I tell you something? Hey, look, yo, can I tell you something? The Lakers, the game before the All-Star break, right? LeBron didn't play. That's the first game he set out. Guess what? The Lakers lost to the Kings.
But that was a different.
all I'm saying.
That was a different time, man. We're in a new season. It's the
That
second half.
Nigga, please, that was 5 games ago.
It was the second. That was the first half of the
That was
season.
5 games ago.
Fucking done.
And they lost. That's all I'm saying. They ain't win a game yet without LeBron and AD.
They got a new mentality.
Without AD, yeah, they had
got
a
a
winning
new
record.
mentality,
But without
man.
LeBron, I don't see it. Like
Hey,
these niggas
next
ain't
man
it.
up, dog.
Okay.
Next man up. They gonna win the game. Who
Hey.
gonna put some money on it? Let's put
Hey,
money
Frank
on this
Vogel,
thing.
I go to LA
What we
Fitness
doing? What we doing?
every
What
week.
we
Frank
doing? They gonna
Vogel.
win the game, right?
Let's put a wager on it.
You say no?
I say no. What we
gonna win
betting?
the game.
So you say they Edge gonna win the game?
All right, how about we do this? How about we do this?
I'll put a wager on it.
How about we do this? We'll
Yo,
pick out.
Let's take out 6 games.
We'll
Let's
pick
take
out
six
8 games. We all gotta pick a team, and if you don't want to pick a team, you say you don't want to pick a team. If they're not gonna win,
8 games.
out of those
So
7
we
games,
gonna
everybody
bet
has to
every
pick a
game?
different
Let's do
team.
7.
Huh?
Let's do 7.
And
What's the bet?
All right, 8 games. Fuck it.
the loser gotta
8 games, they definitely
Pick
win.
the game
one
that they
out of
going
8.
that they gonna
1
win.
out of 8.
I don't think they gonna win
They
none.
gonna win
They
one
gonna
out of
win
8,
one
dog.
out of 8. That's what I'm saying. In 6
the
though.
person who's
Out of
furthest
6,
away-
I don't gotta win it in 6. Out of 6 games, I don't think they're gonna win. But in 8 games, I think they'll get 1.
Why can't it just be straight up?
What you mean?
They're gonna win 1 game, period.
Out of
Out
how
of
many games?
7
Bron
games?
got out for
All
the
right, I
season,
tell you
bro.
what do you think?
So it's weird.
What do you think?
The question was
They
originally
gonna definitely win a game.
Was
All right, what, you
well,
said.
it
win
was
one
out
game,
of
LeBron's out, right?
exactly. We
All
don't
right,
know
so
how many
all right,
out
what
there.
about out of 6? You think they're gonna lose all 6?
Yeah, if it's 6,
If you go on
lose.
the next 6, then I can't. I'm not betting that.
I'll take
I'm
that.
not betting that. No, the next 6 without LeBron, without AD,
That's what I'm. Without
next-
Mark Gasol.
and the next best player you got is the
Shooter.
twin. Oh, okay, Shooter and the twin.
No, Kuzma. Then the
Okay, Shooter. Okay, well you got a bunch of
I'm
bums.
against, look,
Who ain't LeBron and AD?
You know what?
I'll take the risk. Yo, double it.
Double
Next
with
6.
what?
Next 6.
Oh, you gonna take the next 6?
They're not winning the game.
I ain't taking that one,
I
dog.
take
I don't
the dub.
believe that one.
They
No,
not
I
gonna
don't
win.
I'm
believe
trying
that.
to figure out what
Why not?
What,
The
what
next
I be
6
betting against though. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What are you trying to give me? Because I might be with you on
Next
what
6
you're saying.
games.
Next 6
they won't
games,
win
who
the
they
game.
win one.
They
He
won.
said they will.
Just
He
won.
said in 6 they're gonna win 1 game.
Just 1.
I think they will win 1.
I want them to, but I'm gonna take them back because I don't trust them.
I think they're gonna surprise you. I think Alex Caruso,
They
Schroeder,
defense is
and
good
Kuzma
enough.
is gonna like
They
surprise
defense
a lot
play.
of guys.
That's a
I
nut
see
set
them
right
beating
there.
Cleveland 2 weeks from now. I
It's
don't
not
see
gonna
them.
be. It's not gonna be Cleveland though. I think.
But I'm just saying.
Or Sacramento.
Probably gonna be
Or
the Magic.
Sacramento.
That's what I think it's gonna be.
But the Magic just beat Milwaukee.
I'm
last
just
night.
saying.
I ain't impressed.
In
Or they
yo,
did last night. I think they just
I'm
beat
just
the
saying
Knicks.
in